What does it mean to be intelligent? For some, it's mastering mathematics or solving puzzles. For others, it's the wisdom to lead a community or survive in harsh environments. But here's the twist. Your culture may have already decided the answer for you. Today, we're diving into a question most people never ask, but always assume the answer to: how does culture shape our understanding of intelligence? This video will challenge your assumptions, explore fascinating examples, and leave you rethinking what it truly means to be smart. Let's start with the basics. Intelligence, according to Western psychology, is often defined as the ability to acquire and apply knowledge or skills. But this definition is far from universal. In different cultures, intelligence reflects what those societies value most. In Western cultures, intelligence is frequently associated with logical reasoning and problem-solving skills, often tested through standardized IQ tests. These tests were first developed by Alfred Binet in the early 20th century to identify children needing educational support. Approximately 2% of people score above 130 on IQ tests considered gifted, but is this truly the gold standard of intelligence? Critics argue that IQ tests prioritize abstract problem-solving over creativity, practical know-how, or emotional understanding. In Eastern cultures rooted in philosophies like Confucianism and Taoism, intelligence is often seen as a balance between wisdom, humility, and social harmony. Intelligence isn't just an individual trait, it's a communal one. In China, proverbs like "a single conversation with a wise man is better than 10 years of study" reflect this cultural value. This approach emphasizes wisdom that benefits society rather than the individual. Indigenous and tribal cultures see intelligence as deeply tied to environmental and social adaptation. Among the Inuit, for example, intelligence means predicting weather through subtle environmental clues or crafting tools from limited resources. Studies show that Indigenous Australians outperform Western peers in spatial memory tasks, highlighting strengths often ignored by traditional testing. Is it fair to consider one form of intelligence more valuable than another when each is vital for survival in its respective context? Here's the big takeaway. Intelligence is not a one-size-fits-all trait. What's valued in one culture may be irrelevant or even undervalued in another. Have you ever wondered why intelligence looks so different worldwide? It's because cultures are shaped by their environments, and their definitions of intelligence follow suit. For cultures living in challenging environments, intelligence is survival-based. The Kungsan of the Kalahari Desert can read the tiniest signs in the sand to track prey, a skill that requires extraordinary attention to detail and pattern recognition. The Inuit of the Arctic demonstrate incredible spatial intelligence by navigating ice flows and understanding animal behavior for hunting. Would someone with a PhD in physics survive as long as an Inuit hunter in the Arctic? In agrarian societies, intelligence is tied to predicting seasonal changes and managing crops. Ancient Egyptians, for instance, developed one of the earliest calendars to track the flooding of the Nile, which was critical for agriculture. These early predictions laid the foundation for mathematics and astronomy, fields that are now considered hallmarks of intellectual achievement. In cities, intelligence revolves around adapting to complex systems. The rise of artificial intelligence, coding, and financial markets reflects the need for analytical and technological skills. By 2030, over 70% of jobs in developed nations will require advanced technological literacy, emphasizing the shift in what modern societies value. Cultures with rapidly changing environments, like Scandinavia, emphasize lifelong learning to adapt. Finland, consistently ranked among the most innovative nations, integrates environmental education and problem-solving skills from a young age. This isn't about which type of intelligence is better. It's about understanding why our environments demand the intelligence they do. Education systems are one of the most visible ways cultures shape intelligence. They don't just teach facts. They reflect what each society values as intelligent behavior. Western education, especially in the U.S., focuses on fostering critical thinking and individual achievement. American students often engage in debates and problem-solving activities designed to challenge authority. In Japan, education emphasizes discipline and collective success, with students encouraged to support their peers rather than outshine them. Finland prioritizes creativity and exploration, with less emphasis on standardized testing. Finnish students spend only about 20 hours a week in school yet rank among the top in global education metrics. South Korea, on the other hand, values hard work and rote memorization, often at the cost of creative freedom. Among indigenous communities, education often integrates practical knowledge like conflict resolution or sustainable farming techniques. These culturally relevant systems may be more effective in preparing students for their real-world challenges than standardized global approaches. Education systems aren't just about learning. They're about aligning students with their culture's definition of success. In a globalized world, the concept of intelligence has become more complex than ever. Cultures are colliding, blending, and influencing each other's understanding of what it means to be smart. In today's interconnected societies, emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions, has taken center stage. Studies show that leaders with high emotional intelligence are 70% more likely to succeed in management roles. For instance, tech giant Google prioritizes EQ in its hiring process, seeking candidates who can collaborate, empathize, and adapt to change. With technology dominating nearly every aspect of life, digital literacy has become a critical measure of intelligence. Over 5 billion people now use the internet, and the ability to discern credible sources, navigate algorithms, and utilize digital tools is essential. A teenager mastering video editing on TikTok may be displaying as much intelligence as a software engineer coding an app. It's just valued differently by society. Some argue that globalization is standardizing intelligence metrics, particularly through the dominance of English and Western education systems. While this allows for greater collaboration, it risks marginalizing culturally specific forms of intelligence that don't fit the global mold. As cultures blend, the question isn't just what intelligence looks like, but whose definition becomes the standard. Intelligence is one of the most misunderstood concepts in the world. Let's explore some of the biggest challenges and misconceptions surrounding it. Many believe intelligence is static, that you're either born smart or you're not. However, research in neuroscience debunks this, showing that the brain's neuroplasticity allows us to develop new skills throughout life. Consider adults who learn entirely new languages or career skills later in life, proving that intelligence evolves. Academic success is often equated with intelligence, but this narrow view ignores other forms of brilliance. Entrepreneurs like Richard Branson and Steve Jobs struggled academically, but succeeded by leveraging creativity, emotional intelligence, and risk-taking. Standardized tests like the SAT and IQ exams often reflect cultural assumptions rather than universal measures of ability. A question about skiing on a test may confuse students from tropical regions while being intuitive to those from snowy climates. These biases highlight the need for assessments that account for diverse cultural contexts. Today's intelligence is increasingly tied to productivity and wealth, leading to immense pressure to achieve. Should intelligence be defined by what you contribute economically, or is there value in forms of intelligence that nurture, heal, or inspire? True intelligence is as diverse as the people who embody it. As we move into the future, it's time to rethink what intelligence truly means and how we measure it. Harvard psychologist Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences suggests that there are at least 8 different types of intelligence, including linguistic, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, and interpersonal. Schools are slowly adopting Gardner's model to recognize talents beyond academics, from artistic ability to teamwork. As we embrace AI, robotics, and other technologies, we must ensure that traditional knowledge systems aren't lost. For example, indigenous knowledge about environmental conservation is invaluable in addressing modern climate crises. Intelligence isn't just about solving problems, it's about remembering what to preserve. Artificial intelligence challenges traditional definitions of intelligence by mimicking human cognition. By 2040, AI systems are expected to outperform humans in nearly all forms of cognitive tasks. But does this make AI truly intelligent, or is it simply reflecting the biases and knowledge we've programmed into it? In a world that's more connected than ever, the future lies in embracing diverse forms of intelligence. Imagine a global education system that teaches coding alongside cultural storytelling or entrepreneurship alongside community care. The more we broaden our understanding of intelligence, the better equipped we are to solve global challenges and create a world where every type of brilliance is valued. Intelligence is not a number on a test or a single skill. It's a tapestry woven from culture, environment, and individual experience. By understanding how culture shapes our definitions of intelligence, we can redefine success for future generations.